Welcome back to the God of Knicks podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I'm here with Andre Jalil and Rick the Ruler with the music in the background. How's everybody doing today? Y'all good? No answers.
Nah,
I
I was,
mean,
I was waiting to hear the TV go down. I don't know what's going on over
How you doing, Dre? Everything good?
there. Listen, man. You know what I mean? I'm trying. I mean, all things considered, you know what I mean? I'm good, man. Word.
All things considered. All things considered. Shout out to the chat, of course. Pudging here early. My guy, what's going on, bro?
Oh,
Salute.
look at his picture. His
Carl Anthony Towns.
wouldn't that be something?
That would definitely be something. I don't know. That they look like they're trying to keep him around with Anthony Edwards, but that's their team. That's cool. Our Knicks lost to the Suns tonight, 118-97. Something that I would say a lot of people expected, because these guys are a respected team. They were just in the finals this past year. And that's kind of the game that they've been playing. They won 14 straight coming into tonight, and now 15 straight. They're clearly playing on a whole nother level. But let's get started here. We have it was a tough game. Kemba Walker, half. I think he ended up with 17 points. Yeah, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. His shot started to fall a little bit better. What'd you guys see from Kemba tonight? Or Drake? Go ahead, Drake. What'd you see from Kemba tonight?
What I see from Kemba, same thing. It looked like Kemba seems like the last couple of games he's been coming in. Look like he's trying to show that he belongs, and he could play and he can perform, and he can. You know, but I didn't see anything that stood out that made me be like, oh, I think Kemba.
He's just making his shots now. Yeah,
Kemba's making some shots, and I think the overall trend with the team, like Evan, start off hot, then he's like cold the rest of the game.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he ran to the basket. I like that coast to coast after the steal. I like all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sorry, but to stick with Kemba, Kemba looked good. He looked all right. He was giving back turkeys. They showed at, up in the Bronx, which I thought
that's
was
cool.
Yeah. Oh, my man gave out turkeys.
Yeah, up in the Bronx. He had the mask on. He was doing like this to people. They can't mess around.
You can't mess around with my man giving out turkeys, man.
Yeah, giving out
with the elbow bumps.
Yeah, they like, look.
With the elbow bumps too. Whew.
You know what I mean?
That's a whole another level of giving out turkeys. We giving out the elbow bumps too with it. But it was a struggle, of course. Like you said, like Evan Fournier had 11 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. And he started off good, but ended up 4 for 15 from the field, 3 for 7 from the 3-point line. I don't know. He's struggling. He was negative 14. Rick, what you see from Evan tonight?
I mean, from the last game, to this game, it's not exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted to see him get at least 20. Like I said from the beginning of the season, I want to see him get 20 points again. Like we brought him in here for scoring. He got to score 11 points. I mean, like we ain't winning with 11 points from Evan Fournier. You know what I mean? So we have to do better on getting him to get his shot.
Yeah.
We know he's capable. He just has to execute. So, coach, if you're listening, that's one of the things you got to work on, finding a way to get Evan Fournier his shot.
I mean,
because Evan Fournier moves without the ball and everything.
He moves well without the ball, and this is kind of what I was talking about last week with the offense. I was concerned with our offense because I would like to see us get easier shots. Either we got to get one of two or both things, and that's easier shots or stars. That's it. It's the only way we're gonna win. If you don't get easier shots, if you don't get some star players in there, you're not gonna win. It's just not gonna happen. It's tough to watch these guys, and you can't really fault them too much tonight. Look who they were going up against. Yeah. But you can just actually see how far they were from where they're supposed to be. But it's looking at Julius Randle, this is our star player, 9 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Filled up the stat sheet. 4 turnovers. No fouls. But 3 for 8 from the field. 0 for 2 from the 3. I 3 for 4 from 3-point free throw line. It's just not gonna cut it. Same with RJ. 10 points, 3 rebounds.
Could you
3-10 from the field.
Could you just look at the plus minus of every single player on the team?
It's just crazy. And of course, as usual, the starters have a worse plus minus than the bench. And that's what we'll go from here. I think it's time to start quickly. At this point, you don't have much to lose. I know the bench unit. You got to keep the chemistry with the bench unit. I think they'll be fine with Derrick Rose there. You know what I'm saying? I think you got to run Derrick Rose and Kemba together or something. You know what I mean? Like find a way to get them those minutes. But I think quickly you have to, just the way he's playing, just the way he's running his offense, the way he's I don't know, man. Like just
look how he stepped up to the Chris Paul challenge.
Yeah, like
he did not back down.
Yeah. I love that.
I love that. That was
the
like
way he stayed in his face after they
stayed right in his face, and even Chris Paul had to tap him like, yeah, you good, you good, bro.
You got it. Like,
you got it. You good. You good.
Because I felt like he was like a little annoyed, like because he hit him in the face a little bit when and he's doing it swinging from all the way out there. Why you swinging from all the way out there?
Yeah, exactly.
That's side to side,
and that's why he didn't call it. That's why he's mad at the ref, and the ref's like, why would I call that all the way out there? You're
not about all the way out here going like this, and he hitting the kid in the face.
Yeah, what move are you doing?
He was like,
right. He was like,
yeah, he was doing all like that. I love that. I love that he stayed right there.
You gotta love it, man. But how do you guys feel about quickly, man? You go ahead, Dre. Go ahead.
Like that part right there was the one thing when I was watching it, I was like, I can't wait to talk about this right here. How he didn't back down from that challenge, and I think there's gonna be different struggles. We put that kid, but one I think that like Pudge is saying, I'm kind of sick of Tibbs. I'm kind of sick. He left them starters out there way too long, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, he got them. Yo, he ain't played the bench. The bench is the best thing for this squad all season. He has the starters out there like with 2 minutes left. He gonna put in the second unit.
Yeah. And go ahead. Keep going.
I'm just saying, like it's just. What were you about to say?
I was just gonna say, looking at how these guys play, like the obvious one, we're talking about quickly. He gets out there, he does his thing, but seeing Grimes get out there and get aggressive, I mean, he's 1 for 6.
Let me tell you something. That steal and then turn around and go score. Kemba never giving you that.
First of all, he did it as if, like, that's just what he does. You know what I'm saying?
That is what he does.
It's just
hungry.
And
off of Devin
Kemba will never ever
Booker.
give you that. Kemba will never ever
Kemba's not giving you that. Well, what's his name gave it to us tonight? Actually, I was gonna say Fournier, but not often. But I mean, why these young dudes play D, and I'm like looking at him like, yo, why he ain't got them out there earlier than this? This is outrageous.
Yo,
he's going to have to play them, bro. I'm telling you.
Can I play the sound now?
Go ahead.
Thank you. I should have been ready. All right, I got it.
Should have been ready for it. You ain't gonna ask to play the sound. Like, you got the sound queued up.
I'm like, what are you
ain't got it queued up. Come on.
You can't hear it. I got my headphones on.
There we go.
But pretty much it was the sound bite from it was a sound bite from Remember the Titans when Denzel Washington was just like, let the boys play. But every time I watch games, I'm like, damn, that's what's screaming in my head. Let the boys play, man. What do you got to lose? You already losing.
That's facts.
Anyhow,
that's
my
facts.
piece.
I mean, it's not like they came in and they just lighten it up. They came in and they looked way more energetic. They played better defense. They missed shots, but I mean that's also due to the fact that they're rookies and they don't have any experience.
But those kids got energy.
Yeah,
they stealing the rack. They not letting these dudes run. And like I always say this, like when it gets rough, like one thing I remember years ago when I used to watch the Bulls, right? Mm-hmm. When they had Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
And like the Bulls would be up 10 points, 15 points, and they still be running the full court press.
Mm-hmm.
He like, nah, I'm not even taking the chance. We're gonna get out there. Y'all gotta burn out, whatever. And I'm like, use these kids that way, man. Let's protect this lead like for real.
Yeah.
Because sometimes these kids be everywhere. Like I saw there was one part where I think Fournier ran into Julius, and he was like, and I was like,
yeah.
It don't look like these dudes been playing together long. Yeah, it just
and then he I guess when the camera cuts to him, he was like, "You supposed to go over there, man." Like,
right. He's like, what you giving it to me and running in for? Like, where you?
Yeah.
Yes, and he always does that.
Yeah.
What do I know?
I don't know. I mean, clearly you know enough to you and Julius on the same page.
Right, but those dudes love each other.
Yeah.
Keep the ball. What's his name mentioned it? Zerbiak said it tonight. He was
They keep it on the ball on the same
they
side.
don't see anybody else on the floor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've been saying that for games ago. Like it's just.
See, but I also said that's part of last week's show. I was saying, or the last game show actually, I was saying that you got to have off-ball motion. You can't just have the two guys that you're running the system with right now, the only ones moving, because it makes it easier for the defense to play defense. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's what, like you said, Phil Jackson, they played the triangle. The thing about the triangle is you got three guys on one side of the court, two on the other side, and no matter what actions you have going on the side with the ball, there's still actions being run on the other side, so that the defense can't just expect to know what happens. You know what I'm saying? They can't read everything that's going on because everybody's standing still. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to see other actions. I need easier baskets. It's easy for you to run a two-man game, but then when you two cut to the basket, everybody already knows that their man is going to stay there. They're going to stand in the corner. They're going to stand at the hash. They're going to stand at the top of the key. They're not going to go over there. So all I have to do is just protect this side of the floor. There's only two guys over here. Yeah. These guys aren't moving around. It's so easy to play defense when you don't have guys running around, off ball. Yeah. But what do I know? That's what I've been saying since last year. Those are the wrinkles I want to see in his offense. That's just what I want to see, But that's just my thing. I don't know. Dre, anything you got anything you want to add to that?
Just what he did later in the game. What was that? 4 minutes left, and he put the young kids in there, and they were missing shots, but they had energy. Yeah, like they were playing with energy. The boys was running. They trying to steal the ball. They running, getting like rebounds and all of that. I'm not a big fan of Jericho Sims.
Me neither.
I think he's amazing as far as his hops,
his athleticism.
Yeah, his athleticism and all of that. I don't like. I'm anytime he's out there, I'm scared. But
there was a play where Chris Paul just ran a simple pick and roll, and it was like wide open alley-oop to DeAndre.
It was just like, get him out of there. Like I know it looked like what's the name a little bit.
Who?
But I'm sorry. What I was just gonna say was that I think that the kids need more time. I don't even care.
Right. Yeah.
Well, when you say they need more time, they need more time.
They need more minutes on the floor.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in agreement.
They need more minutes on the floor. Like if you got Kemba, Kemba can't defend anybody.
No.
And Fournier he can't really defend anybody. Fournier's okay, but Fournier just seems like he could score. He's hot at first, and then it was like, as soon as he's not hot, put somebody else in there. I mean, I love Burks. I'm sorry. I just don't get it. I read this article today, and they were like, the second unit. Oh, it was the rankings on the Bleacher Report. They talk about the rankings. I think they ranked the Knicks like 15th, 14th, something like that.
That's not bad.
And we're just about the middle of the pack. And so he was saying, he was like, the Knicks bench is the best thing on his team. And he said they were last year too. It said it's just that we had Elfrid Payton and Reggie Bullock, but this year was supposed to be different when we got Kemba and we got Evan Fournier. But he was like, it's still that the benches, and I'm looking at it like, yo,
it's true.
Everybody notices that our bench is better than our start, and then this guy's leaving these guys out there all day.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what he's seeing. I don't know what he promised them.
It's like he's trying to prove a point or something. Like Cat, like you said, you got to play dudes into a trade or something.
Well, it's they are really believing that they're going to work through this. They're believing that at some point the floodgates are going to open and then it's going to click, and you know what I'm saying. So
it's possible.
Which is possible, which is very possible. But everything has to go right. That means Kemba has to start playing defense better.
Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. What else? You're gonna have a consistent shooter out of Evan Fournier, getting the same amount of production from him every game. It's not gonna happen. Unfortunately, good shooter. Good shooter.
More likely to happen.
It's more likely to happen. Yeah. Like I mean, exactly. Way more likely to happen than defense from Kemba. That's the biggest issue with running Kemba. And the problem isn't Evan. The problem isn't Julius per se. Sometimes he can be a lot more aggressive. Like tonight, the way he steps up against a lot of these better teams, you expected him to come out there and go crazy tonight. He had 9 points. He didn't even get double digits. I just want people to really understand that Julius had 9 points. I know there's a lot of caveats to that. You know what I'm saying? What happened?
I need people to understand that Julius had 9 points.
But for real, he's the star of the team.
9 points, yo.
He's the star of the team.
Like not even 10.
He be playing too much. Julius is annoying to watch. He running someplace with nowhere to go. He's losing the handle, and it seems like every single time.
See,
he's
but
just running.
A lot of those times it works for him when he's in it. Like when he's really in it, he plays well. It's just like there's times where you can tell there's games where he literally just puts on a jersey.
I was just gonna say he looks like the host with the blinders on the side.
Yeah, like sometimes he looks like he just puts a jersey.
Does this thing.
But you know what?
You ever noticed that?
Chill.
It's part of his game. It's part of the game. He got to get it out. Because then after he gets all that out, he starts having these phenomenal games where he gets double doubles he's pretty much getting double doubles every night, and we just got to get that Randall. But
man,
he has these games where
I think something's going on in there. Something's going on. It's a locker room that they're not gelling.
It's a locker room thing, but this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm going to say. It's hard to gel when there's no offense.
Yeah, when you're losing, it's hard.
Well, the offense can't be worse than last year.
It is though.
This is the thing. The offense is predicated on making shots. That's it. It's predicated on making shots, and they're not making shots.
Yeah,
they don't have
RJ, man.
Even RJ is not making shots.
I told y'all about RJ. This is why I'm not high on him, man.
I mean, I do think RJ is playing hurt. Something doesn't look right with RJ.
I don't know.
Lower body extremity. It doesn't look right. He's been limping, especially last game. I noticed the limp, but he looks like the kind of guy that's gonna try to play through injury. But whatever.
If he's hurt, he needs because it's too early.
He just needs to sit. Yeah, just sit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't see that.
You can't.
I always felt like RJ's a little slow when it comes to like this is speed. Sometimes he's not recognizing like a defense too. It takes him too long. I think he's slow.
I'm thinking it's his explosion that's off. I don't think RJ's slow. He just doesn't have a quick first step.
Yeah, his first step, like getting off the line, is super slow.
I think if his team doesn't believe in him, then he plays terrible. And I feel like often his team does not pass him the ball. I feel like most of the time where he gets the ball and he tries to score is when he gets like an offensive rebound or he'll get a steal and he'll take it because that's the only time he gets to. I don't see them pass him the ball like that.
Which is why coach likes to run him with the second unit because the guys he plays better with the second unit because those guys look for him.
Which I don't get.
And they're just more. They're more spry. Like what's the word? Like they move. They just kind of like.
I'm sorry, man. The more and more I watch this team, the more and more they look like the Warriors. Along the way, when they had the Monte Ellis years, and you still had Steph Curry there, and they had to figure it out there, and you know what happened with Monte. The Mark Jackson thing, him not adding any wrinkles to his offense. You saw what happened there. It just and there's so much talent on this team that it just looks like they're not being used right.
You think the front office is looking around as far as the coach is concerned right now?
I don't think they want to replace him. I just think that there's still moves that they make, like adding analytic guys to their team. Clearly, that means that they're trying to add something offensively to what they're doing.
Yeah, I never thought they stopped looking.
Yeah,
I don't think they ever was like, all right, our job is done, and then sat back. I think they've always looked to improve their team.
But I also think you do your homework when you're gonna bring a guy in. You know what he does well and what he doesn't do well. And so you say, all right, well, if we're going to bring him in, we got to find a way. We got to see if this guy will be open to bringing in more offensive minded guys into his system to add more wrinkles to the game. And I'm sure that that's what they're doing because, like they just a few weeks ago just signed another guy, another analytics guy. So, I think that that needs to happen for time's sake. I think he's getting these guys, he's teaching these guys the right principles. He definitely is. I'm not gonna say he's a bad coach. He's just not the right. I can't say
he's picking up young kids for. We got a coach that don't want to play him.
It's a good question.
I don't even understand that.
It's a good question. It's a great question.
Forget about Tibbs. Yeah. Why would you have a coach? Like I just don't get. We got these kids in this draft that can contribute.
Yes.
Especially in certain situations, and you got a coach that refuses to play him.
Mm-hmm.
Until somebody's hurt or something
especially
like that.
When your starting squad is struggling. Like I just don't see. I don't get it. He doesn't want to hurt feelings. I really don't know what's happening. Right? Y'all out there to be kumbaya or to win games. Just let me know.
And I really like Tibbs. I really like Tibbs though. I really think that he's a great coach. I just just altogether, he's not the perfect. He doesn't run the perfect offense. He doesn't run the perfect rotations for sure.
But you can't be a good coach if you're not going to coach.
Right. Yeah.
If you're just going to say, you know what, I'm going to play these guys. Forget about who else I got. I'm going to play these guys. I'm going to make it work. Is that a coach? Or are you going to use what you have at your disposal?
I guess that's what it was.
Yeah. Or are you just going to force what you want the team to look like? I just... Come on, man. Your team is different from last year. You can't just switch two people out and then expect the same production from the previous year. It doesn't work that way. You got to make adjustments.
Right.
You have to.
I think something has to happen when you look at what McBride did in the limited amount of time he was in the game. And it's not even about the numbers. Like, forget what the number. I'm not even going to put the numbers back up because the numbers it's not going to tell the whole story. If you're watching the game, you saw it was a different energy when Kemba wasn't on the floor, when Evan wasn't on the floor, when Julius wasn't on the floor, even when RJ wasn't on the floor at some point. But even when RJ got back on the floor, he looked better with the second unit, which is what I'm saying. They see this. They see that. The fact that they're being asked in press conferences, the second unit has a lot more continuity and chemistry, and they're running well. And then the starters are saying, yeah, they've been together since last year, so they have the chemistry and they're running well together. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody sees it now. Everybody knows that unit just runs a more modern NBA offense somehow, but it's just based on how they play. And that's the that's the thing. I think we have if you look at Kemba and Evan, are they completely the modern type of players at that position? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they can make shots, but not like the new age guys. Like, a lot of these guys you're starting to see now. It's kind of weird. So I'm starting to see that they might be fading towards the end of their careers where they might not be able to give us, especially physically, not really much about their game, but especially physically, Kemba just doesn't have it anymore. You can see it in his step. He's lost a step or two. Mm-hmm. And
he's getting exposed bad, man.
Mm-hmm. And it's to the point now where they just, especially now with the calls, the way they're making these calls, he's not getting any. He's not getting anything. He's not effective. The only thing
he's getting is those charging calls,
which they're starting not to call. Yeah, they're starting not to call.
What does he get? 1, maybe 2 a game? Like, it's not enough.
It's I don't know, man. I think there has to be. They're gonna keep working at it until they have to make a trade. I think that's something they have to explore. Like I said last show, I don't think it has to be a huge trade, but I think things aren't falling into place, so something has to happen. Same thing that happened last year. People, if you were around the time that Derrick Rose got traded, if you're talking about, hey, a trade needs to happen, people are like, it's too early. What are you talking about? A trade needs to happen. And then we went and got Derrick Rose, and it changed the whole outlook of how our season went for the rest of the year. Sometimes you just need a spark in the right way. And you use the start of the season to see what that spark needs to be. And last year we saw we need a backup guard because clearly Elfrid is not the guy that's really going to get us there. So we're going to have somebody else there. But we do appreciate what Elfrid brings us on the defensive end.
Absolutely.
So we got to get somebody who can give us something offensively.
All right.
So then you insert Derrick Rose.
I mean, would it kill us to use our young players? Because let's not forget, when RJ came in the league, he was a young player and he was getting minutes. Quickly, when he came into the league, he was getting minutes.
Yeah.
The only reason why Obi doesn't get minutes like that is because of Randall. Right. So why not use these young kids, put them out there, let them learn the game in real time so that next season you can actually use them as part of the team and you don't have to make so many trades. You don't have to look for too many people. Listen, it's going to happen anyway, but why not get them out there?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I said, what do I know? I'm just a fan. I'm a couch coach.
Jose Garcia says, I would like to see Kemba with a faster shooting guard.
I told you, what's his name is slow. I told you.
Who?
I don't know what.
RJ? RJ's not running a 2 right now. He's running a 3 with him.
Well, either one of them, both of them slow.
They're both. They're both. I mean, even Devin Booker's slow, but you saw how he cut us up tonight.
Yeah, but Devin Booker's like a different breed. Like that, he could turn that shot on. Like if Devin Booker having a bad shooting night, you'd be like, he had a bad night. Like with these guys.
See, and that's the thing tonight. Devin Booker, first of all, I love Devin Booker's game. You know what I'm saying? I love Devin Booker's game because he's definitely someone who, like I said,
he's a killer.
He gets to the spot where no one else wants to go, and that's mid-range. You know what I mean? When you add a mid-range to your game, if you can head fake and then pound dribble and pull up mid-range.
The majority of his shots mid-range.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary to guard because that means that, all right, I ran you off the 3-point line, but it's my job's not done. You know what I'm saying? You're not just gonna go to the basket or pass it now. Now you're gonna head fake another time for the 3 from the mid-range and get me from the mid-range if you can. Like when you're a 3-level scorer, it really changes everything. And that's what you really got to appreciate about Devin Booker. Like you said, he's on another level. You know what I'm saying? But like Jose says here, you can't have both RJ and Fournier. You can't. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to have somebody else there.
We need a true wing.
We need a true, either a more lengthier wing who's going to be more athletic, or you got to have a more shooter at the 2 guard, like a quick pull-up shooter at the 2 guard. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I really don't know what you're gonna do with that. But Grimes or Obi, yeah, I do like Grimes. See, and that's something else. I do like what Grimes is gonna bring, and this is why a trade has to happen. They're not just going to sit Kemba. It's not gonna happen.
I don't know why not.
Nah, he doesn't deserve to be sat. You know what I'm saying?
He doesn't deserve it.
No, he just dropped 17 points. He doesn't deserve to be sat like at all. Like play him no minutes.
I don't think he needs to be sat. I think he needs to not start him.
You just not start. But this is what I mean. If you don't start him, you still got to distribute those minutes with Quickly, Derrick Rose, and now he's trying to add in the young guys. You can't. He's a starter in this league. You don't do that to someone's career. I said that last week. You can't just take someone who's a starter and sit them. That's why he didn't do that.
The last show I said it. You play him the first 6 minutes and then you sit him.
Yeah. I mean that's different. But I mean,
start him then. Start him then. I mean,
at this point, you gotta. He's not bringing you anything. Like the thing is that Elfrid, when we did that with Elfrid last year, at least he was bringing us something defensively.
Yeah.
At least he was bringing us something defensively. If you're not going to be bringing us something defensively or consistently being effective on the offense, it may be easier to make a move away from that kind of player, which is sad because we just got him. I don't want to get rid of the guy, but I'm saying in this sequence, when you're talking about giving minutes to McBride and Grimes, someone has to move in order to add those to just throw a bunch of minutes to these guys. Grimes played tonight a lot. Why? Because Derrick Rose didn't play. It's the only reason why that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So someone is going to have to leave in order for these guys to get those minutes.
But I want them to play with the veterans so they can learn from them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want them just out there learning from their mistakes. They need to get out there and be coached on the floor. That's why you have vets, so you can show them what to do. So, I mean, getting rid of them and then playing the young, like, I don't feel like that's going to help too much. They need to.
Julius have vet that you think is helping these young kids?
What's that?
Is Julius the vet that you think is helping these kids?
He's not a vet. Right now, Julius is in his prime. He's not a vet.
He's technically a vet, but he's not like a vet.
How is he a vet? How many years?
I mean, he's been in the league like 7-8 years.
I was going to say, he ain't been like 10 years or something.
Nah, not yet. He's not a vet yet. That's what I'm saying. He's in his prime. He's not a vet yet. He's still figuring the game out himself.
So what is he? What is that player called? Like, just so we know.
He's in his
He's
prime.
the leader of this team right now.
Yeah, he's in his prime. That's it.
Nah, I mean, like, what is that called? Like, you're either a rookie young guy or you're a vet, but what is that in between?
He's in his prime.
It's just the prime?
He's in his prime.
Sometimes it's not a good thing, though. It's like,
no, not all. I mean, it depends on your team makeup. It may not be a good thing. Because like you look at Chris Paul, when he was in his prime, his team wasn't gonna really go that far. But see, now he's a vet. Like he can push his team like the Suns to the NBA Finals, which he did.
Right.
So
right.
There's a difference.
Peace, bro. What's going on, Ro? But yeah, man, like, I don't know. I think Julius is I guess he's in the prime stage of his career. Like Jose says, after 25 years old, your athleticism starts diminishing. Mine started at 22 when I broke my kneecap. That's when my athleticism was like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, these are NBA players. And they have the best doctors. They got the best of the best when it comes to, so, I don't know. Maybe something has to happen. Point blank, period. Like Jose said, Grimes' defense alone can bring the team defense back to the Knicks. And I like it, Grimes and McBride. You know what I'm saying? If you got both of those guys out there getting minutes, but like I said, in order for that to happen, somebody has to move. One or two guys have to move. And it's just, how do you make that decision already?
Luckily, we don't have to.
Luckily,
we can sit back and critique the moves that are made.
I mean, shit, I wish I could. I mean, I wish I could. I'd be over here effing this team up. But they be saying, like, yo, son, I can't believe you traded. Yo, like, I just believe it's time to make this move. Toon said Robert Covington. I don't know about Rob.
What's his numbers like? I know. I don't know what his numbers are like.
I don't know about Rob. I like Rob though because he's a defender. He's a wing defender, but he's also getting up there. He's also getting up there too. He's past the 25-year-old mark for sure. But let's see what else we got before we get out of here. Don't want to drag this one too long because we did lose. So I know a lot of people not going to sit here for this whole thing.
Yeah, but we expected to lose. Like I don't think anybody was just like, yo, I can't believe we lost. They rolling 14 games as they come into the Garden. So
yeah, so something has to happen. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, I think with this team is at the point where there's a lot of young guys and there's a lot of older guys and there's motives. And I was talking to regular Joe the other day, and shout out to Joe, and he was saying there was a few times that Tibbs had mentioned in his post-game pressers, which I noticed as well, as long as guys don't have other motives or, you know what I'm saying, like sticking with don't have other goals. And that was very telling because he wasn't saying anything like that last year. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say anything about.
So he was saying what?
As long as guys don't have other motives.
Like what?
Things I don't know. He didn't say what those motives were. But what I'm saying is I think that's what the chemistry issue could have been. Guys wanting to have a certain amount of say or a certain amount of touches or things that they expected to just have over team success. And Tom Thibodeau was more saying that he needed to make sure. What happened to John Morant's left knee?
He just got injured or something like that.
Oh my gosh! I just saw a commercial with him talking about, "Oh, you don't think I can make it to the finals or something like that?" And then he runs off and he got injured. Daggone, man.
No. The commercial is like, says who?
Yeah,
it's crazy because I always wanted to.
They just showed him on the floor. Like I didn't see what happened. They just showed he was on the floor. Like,
damn, that's too bad.
I was always scared.
That's a loss for the NBA.
Because one thing I always said is that John Morant, he's so athletic. He's so athletic because, but it's just that if anything ever happened to his body, his game would have to change dramatically because he uses his body for everything. But prayers out to John Morant. Hopefully he heals very, very fast and it's not a serious injury because trust me, I know any injury. But anyway,
for the NBA, man, he's a very exciting player to watch.
Yeah, man. RJ's draft class as well.
Yeah,
and that's both guys in front of RJ with significant injuries. Hopefully, man. And actually, which is crazy because it's the same day, early in the day that Zion was cleared for contact. Wow, that's just how the universe is crazy. The day that Zion was cleared for full contact, Ja gets injured. That's crazy. Hopefully, prayers. Like I said, prayers to Ja. Hopefully, it's not a serious injury. It's more minor. But that's pretty much. Let's see what the chat is talking about. Let's say did we talk about this? I'd rather see Grimes on the first team and Fournier in third team. Who you going to get for Fournier? I like that as well. I like that. Grimes on the first team. Someone who's quicker. He's definitely quicker than Fournier. I just don't see it happening, man. I want to see it. I'm with you. I want to see it. I don't see them making that move. Like I just these guys are scared to make moves like that. They're scared to make moves like that. Putting guys where they're supposed to be. They're scared to do these things. It's very frustrating. Very frustrating.
It's funny when you word it like that.
Yeah, and Randall's just waiting for Tibbs to give him the green light. And I mean, he had it though.
It's his team. What more green light is there?
He had it already. Like he was going off like, versus the Bulls. He had 34, wasn't it? Yeah. I don't know. I just think there's games like this that show how far we are from that where we're supposed to be. Like I said, where the Suns are, they're trying to go right back to the finals. I don't know how easy that's going to be, but I do know that I think right now they're second in the Western Conference, and the Western Conference is tough. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Like I said, when we went through the list of games that we thought we were going to win or lose, that was the game that I thought we were going to obviously lose. Because of just who they were. And, when you come in, you're not trying to figure it out anymore. And I think that's the problem right now with the Knicks is you can't expect us to win any games because they're still trying to figure it out. Like last year when we had that winning streak and we were going crazy, yeah, you can go into a game and say, yeah, I think we'll beat those guys because we weren't doubting ourselves at all. There wasn't any question to what we're going to do game in and game out because we knew what worked. And right now we don't know what works. We have no clue what works. Which is very frustrating to watch.
I disagree.
What?
Whether it works or not? I just feel like I don't think Tibbs is giving it a chance to see if there's something else that works. He's just trying to stick with the same thing. He's not doing anything different to see if it works. You know what I mean? I think that he's trying to stick to the hang our hat on our defense, which we can't really rely on.
Which I say you got to change that up. You can't keep doing that.
Right, he's got to change. It doesn't even, like one of the things they said about the Lakers is that the Lakers went through 9 or 10 different starting lineups. Like they're trying something that they're trying to figure it out.
Right.
Tibbs is not trying to figure anything out. He's trying to make it work with what he has going this way. So it's never going to work, and he's going to keep sticking with that. And that's just what we're going to have to deal with all season. And I think the only thing we can do is hope for a trade. And after we get this trade, whatever the case, we hope that what he's trying to do, stick with the veterans, the older guys. We got to hope that works. And now I'm starting to feel like we were lucky last season, because how did we get better players and get worse?
And I don't. I think that's just a chemistry thing. And like you said, you made the strongest point on that alone when you mentioned the fact that Alfred and Reggie are guys that were more willing to give up the ball to Randall. You know what I'm saying? Which makes it easier. And like Jose said, Randall can't do it by himself. He needs help. Sons are double teaming him. They were doing it early. They knew what to do. They know exactly how to attack him. You got to double team them. They need help. But this is what I'm saying. Is it really? And I this is what I was saying then. As much as I believe they need help, Randall waits too long sometimes when he gets doubled. He waits way too long, and it happens a lot. He makes the right pass sometimes, but he waits. It takes a while for the right pass to register. You know what I'm saying? Versus him seeing it before it happens. To me,
I don't even think he's
watching the game
while it's happening.
Like watching the game, I can see the guy that's going to cheat off of their man and double before they even do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's my thing. When you have the ball, you got to be able to see those things and be able to react and make those decisions. And like Jose says, Randall makes plays with his head down.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't even think he sees that he's doubled until it's absolutely impossible for him to move with the ball. So I don't know. I don't know what is going on through his head. And to your point, Dre, I think you and Josh are saying the same thing. Like he keeps trying the same thing, so he's not seeing what can work. So if he can't see what can work, he doesn't know what will work.
Right.
So, and if a trade happens, and it will, for a trade to happen, it's pretty much forcing you to make a change. So it's just like, before that, try everything possible.
Do we think he can make that trade, that change if we do make a trade?
He has to change. He has to change, because if we're making a trade, that means the lineup is changing, which means he is playing the team differently. Maybe it's not a change, but maybe he's just going to insert that new player into that already preset mindset team and see what happens. I don't know, man, but I think it was good to see Grimes and McBride and Sims and even Knox out there, just seeing what they can do. And Knox, he did what we know he can do, and 4 shots. The very first play, he was just like, "Oh, you guys want me to score? All right. Even if I have a terrible shot, I'll still shoot.
I'll take it."
He did recover one terrible shot with that dunk, which I was just like, all right.
Shout out to Knox for finally getting something to go. Hopefully that'll.
Yeah, I was looking. I was like, you better shoot that. He had a couple of joints, so I was like, "Don't pass that. You ain't getting this. Shoot it. You better shoot."
I'm shooting it every time, and that's the same. You see, Deuce does it every time. So Deuce is like, I'm gonna shoot it.
Deuce ain't even thinking that ball coming. He's already like this. He's already in his shooting mode.
The ball coming, he like,
yo, McBride.
He already got that ball on.
He trying to catch it on the way up, like.
And he should. They are hungry to play. They need to be out there.
Oh,
and they'll learn.
Paying who, man? Pay Alfred
for defense? That's the only thing that would make sense. But you're taking away a potential scorer for defense.
This doesn't work because it adds it, and this is the only reason why it doesn't work. It adds another point guard to our already cluttered point guard rotation. Another backup point guard.
You can't do that. That just
another backup point guard.
But because it does force Randall to actually know his role on the court.
If you really look at it, though, where was Elfrid Payton tonight?
On the bench.
At the end of the bench.
At the end of the bench. Never took his clothes off. Never took that stuff off.
The only time we saw him was when Chris Paul went to the end of the bench to sit next to him.
The camera was on there with him. He was making him feel better for being all the way at the end. He was like, I'm still over here with you.
You know what I'm saying? But this is what I said last year. This is what I said last year. that's where he would be on a good team. That's what I said. I said Alfred Payton is not a starting point guard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. Like, as much as we can use what he has, like, I'm tired of getting guys with shit we could use. Like, I want to get guys who have more than what we need. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he has more than what the OKC needs right now. Clearly, way more than what they need. You know what I'm saying? And he's a young budding talent. You know what I'm saying? And guys just like that. We just need more guys who just do more than what they do. Like, especially at the point guard and it's starting point guard and the starting two guard position. I think Quickly needs to start. I think he needs to start. As much as he plays well, and there's these things that he does offensively that sometimes that are a little boneheaded. He's young.
This is the only thing I don't like about Quickly starting. The only thing I don't like. I like the idea of Quickly starting, just that conversation there. But then, so you're gonna run Derrick Rose and Kemba together, because you can't have Kemba being the third guy.
This is why I'm saying you have to make a move. You have to move somebody if you're going to add anyone else to the rotation.
The best thing you could do is like Ricky said, you run him for 6 minutes
and bench him.
He has to earn more time. Like, if he run after the first 6 minutes and he having a bad game, now you bench him. You put the kid out there, whatever the case.
And I think everybody's happy at that point.
All right, you having a good game today. You leave him out there. See how long that'll last.
I think everybody's happy at that point, and you get the best out of the team.
But you still have Derrick Rose. Like, these young guys are not playing over Derrick Rose or Emmanuel Quickly. This is what I'm saying. Those minutes have to erase.
Play every single game.
So
I know,
Quickly,
but look how long it took Derrick Rose to not play. We're at game. What are we at? We're 10-10, 20 games, and Derrick Rose missed what? Finally missed 2 games. So you mean to tell me, something like that? I believe either we're 10-10 or 10-9. What else?
We gotta take this next game tomorrow, man. Dang.
But what is it?
No, we're 10. I think we're 10-9. I believe.
All right, cool.
10-9. 10-9. So, at this point, every 19 games, you're gonna get 2 appearances from McBride. Like, no, like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like
this is what I'm saying. Like, that's the only way you're gonna get the right amount of minutes for this guy that you want to see. It's without getting rid of Kemba. You know what I'm saying? Is if you wait until every 19 games, the Derrick Rose has to sit 2 games. Yeah, there you go, Deuce. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
But he is a rookie, so he's not going to get minutes like that.
He's not going to get minutes like that.
So, at least he's getting minutes.
Because right now, right.
Because if Rose was able to play, eligible to play, he wasn't, his body was what it's supposed to be, he would be playing. And he'd be playing heavy minutes.
Right.
Because Walker would be sitting. So played him. You know what I mean? To me, it's a no-brainer. But again, I don't know what pressures he's getting from the office or whatever.
Agents, it's really not. It's not as easy as you guys think.
Yeah.
Like, you got to satisfy the player, the front office, the agents, like all of that stuff like comes into play, and then you got all of these guys sending in. And when I used to play, play 2K, right, and you do the My GM League, right, and the toughest part to me was managing all of the morale of the team. No matter how good you were playing, somebody was pissed off. You know what I'm saying? And that's a real aspect. Someone wanted more minutes. Oh, I deserve to play more minutes. Somebody's knocking at your door to ask you, hey, is there any way I can get more minutes on this team? And you're already winning. Now you have to adjust your lineup, give guys that have earned it less minutes to make these guys happy. Or what do? You trade them for someone who's okay with playing on the bench. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's sometimes the only decision that you can make. And that's a real aspect to running a team that people just don't think about. People, even if they're in their role that they're supposed to be in, that doesn't mean that they're happy there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a really, really tough dynamic. That's why I say something has to be going on behind closed doors. It's tough to keep everybody happy. it's tough to keep everybody happy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Joe, my man. And Jose said at this point, at this rate, will be 44 and 38. Yeah, I mean, above 48, above 500, but that's not where we want to be. We're trying to be a 50-win team. But I mean, at this point, actually, 44 and 38 is better than what they said we were going to be at the end of the year, at the beginning of the season anyway. You know what I'm saying? I think they said we're going to be around 40 wins or something like that, 40, 41 wins.
If we don't figure something out, they're going to be right.
I mean, well, listen, even if they are right, 44 and 38 is still it's not a terrible team, especially for as bad as they're playing. That means that at some point they figure it out and they start winning. But it can't go on like this. But like I said before, these guys, they got a lot of young players who are okay right now because they are young players who's playing off the bench, and that's kind of why you kind of got to keep them there. You can keep them there is because they really can't say much. You're a rookie, you're not going to get the time. That's that. But luckily, you have a guy. Not every guy's going to be a Knox. Not every guy's going to be a 3rd, 4-year guy who's going to be okay with not getting any minutes at all, going game to game with DNPs. You know what I'm saying? And creating a problem in the locker room. So, I mean, it's a tough situation we got. Tomorrow
for him when he stepped up.
Yeah, I mean, that was the first time. That was the first time that we cheered all game. I was happy. I smiled. I said, "Oh, okay, Knox, cool." So right now, and that's another reason why we saw the young guys game. We saw the young guys this game was because I honestly think, looking at the schedule now, I honestly believe a lot of these guys are looking at tomorrow's game because of that. Yeah, they didn't even. I don't even think they were there tonight. The way they were playing, I think they were, really looking forward to tomorrow's game. Kemba, he was out there. He was really trying to play. I guess he doesn't really have any malice with Atlanta. But RJ, Julius,
he was here last year.
They weren't. Mitch as well. Mitch wants to play really well. I think that's another reason why he wants to be here for tomorrow's game, because he actually said he believes that if he was there for that series, it would have been a different series. And that's something he said himself. So I think these guys had this game on the circled in the calendar, and they're really ready to go in. And then on Tuesday, we play the Brooklyn Nets. That's going to be a hell of a game. They're playing pretty well right now. We got to go in there and win. I mean, that's still a Knicks arena, as far as I'm concerned. That's a home game. And then Chicago, we talked about these games the other day. The only game we're adding to the schedule is the Pacers. And I think I think we'll be fine there. But we got a tough few games. We got to beat the Hawks. We got to beat the Nets, Bulls, and Nuggets. There's a chance within the next 4 games that we may, let's just be honest, we may end up being under 500. It's just a possibility. If you're really looking at the teams that are better than us right now, it's looking at you think we will be?
Yeah, I think we'll be under 500 for sure.
You think we're going to lose for sure to Denver and Brooklyn?
I think after that, we talked about the next 6 games, which is going to be the next 5 now, but. And now we talking, we definitely gonna be. I mean, if the Knicks is playing the way they playing and we can't figure nothing out, that's how it's looking.
Yeah. I mean,
I would love for us to not be. When we were talking about it the last live, and we had 6 games, so that's 1 down, 5 to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I said this as well, Joe. He said that Phoenix team. It's special. I need Knicks fans to understand this. That's a fact. It's like I said, we said this at the end of the last show. That's especially I knew they were going to lose this game. I just didn't think they was going to look this bad. I thought they were going to lose for sure because they were playing against a championship caliber team. But yeah, the Knicks they tried their best, but it's It was the Suns, man. It was almost effortless.
Yeah, we said that before. Like, they ain't got nothing for the Suns.
They ain't got nothing.
The Suns is them. They ill.
Yeah.
Devin Booker is no joke. That wasn't even like a hard game for them. We had it tight in the beginning, then it was like all right. It's like the Knicks fell off.
That's what happens when you show up late to work, Joe. You didn't know what happened before you got there. Nah, but
yeah, like I said, they was already on a 14-game roll. Like, what the Knicks got? Like, come on.
Right, exactly. That's another point. They were already 14 games in on a streak before they walked in here. 15 after the night. That's a great team over there. Chris Paul didn't even. I think he shot 4 or 5 shots tonight. He wasn't even aggressive.
It's one thing to say that is a good team over there, and then we lose 2 games to the Magic too. So you just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing special about the Magic, and we down 2-0 to the Bucks.
The Magic, that's something special. You could say it's almost
magical. Man. This.
Yeah, they got Cole Anthony, man. You got something special over there.
Something. Listen, man. Just the more I watch us versus these other teams, the more I see we just need something special. We need more special. You know what I'm saying? We just need more special. There's not enough special on this team.
I think we got 2 special guys warming the bench.
Yeah, I mean, but when I say specials, I'm talking about like Anthony Edwards special. You know what I'm saying? Like special. That's what we need. We need more special guys. But I love our team. Coach gonna have to figure it out. Tomorrow they have a game where we'll see what they're really made of, especially because of the way they got sent home last year with this guy Trae Young blowing kisses to the crowd and taking bows and shit. Like, they need to go in there. Tomorrow is really
they winning that.
Tomorrow I gotta see. I really gotta see how they come out and they perform tomorrow. That's it. Joe, there you go. Knicks don't have an individually elite talent. We just do not. We don't. Whether it gets here through trade or draft or something, it gotta happen. There's a lot of guys. Like, Kobe was drafted 17th. You know what I'm saying? You don't always have to be the highest in the draft to get the greatest player. You have to just draft correctly. And I think things like that, you gotta. It's a long, tough road, but you guys, you gotta get some more. Yeah, you gotta get some more talent in here. Elite talent. It has to happen. And then it takes time once you get that talent. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I'm not beating up on RJ too much. He's only in year 3 because look at what Julius is doing in year 8. Last year was year 7 and he finally went to that level. But it's just we don't have that elite talent. We just don't have it. We just don't have it. I don't know how else to put it. And it's not taking away from what our guys have. I love our team, but just what they're showing is if we're not going to have that elite talent, they have to add more around these guys. They have to do some additions by subtraction and just make things work. You know what I'm saying? And that's just that. Season is almost 25% done. Yeah, it's moving fast. In a few weeks, we'll be able to trade some guys that we got this year. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to that aspect of it. But that's really all I got. Like I said, tomorrow we play the Atlanta Hawks at their arena. And then Tuesday we play the Brooklyn Nets at their arena. I'm tired of seeing the Garden floor and us losing on the Garden floor. So let's go away and get some wins. We play better on the road for some reason. So hopefully that bodes well for us against Atlanta. But yeah, man, that's really all we got. That's really all I gotta add. You guys got anything else you want to throw in there, man?
Let's be positive.
Yeah, good luck with that. You talk about Knicks fans here. Knicks fans.
Yeah, try to be positive. Try to stay positive. We see how it goes tomorrow. When that's a game that we could pull off. We'll see how it goes.
Definitely. I say when it's appropriate, let the boys play. That's my final words.
When it's appropriate, and they're often down by a lot. So I mean, it's often appropriate. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Hopefully we can get a win tomorrow versus these Atlanta Hawks. Hopefully they get on that plane and they're pissed the hell off. And that turns into something. And at some point this season, these guys wake up and they start playing the way they're supposed to play. Hopefully we'll see that happen. But that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Garden Knicks podcast. I'm your host, Paul Reed, Rick the Ruler, Andre Jalil. Till next time, man. Peace.